Down by the Riverside, written by Dragofair, read by Fen, son of Hrothgar, master of the damned, lord of all the underworlds beyond the mighty realms of Horland. The fisheries have had a bad year. Unemployed roam the streets and crowd the pubs. The merchants sleep with an eye open and keep a tight grip on their property amid the unrest. A thief, even a skilled thief like myself, has a hard time finding good, worthwhile work. I began looking for more unusual tasks. I set my eyes on Thornton Hall, remote and cut off from the outside world. These outlying manors are difficult to find, let alone reach, but they're bound to hold precious trinkets and family heirlooms untouched by anyone. Not few are said to be haunted by one dreadful apparition or another. But it's common for the lords themselves to spread these rumors to keep unwanted visitors away. I discovered that Captain Harold will lead a crew of cutthroats and thugs to Thornton Hall. Out of the question that I would work under these men, so I saw to it that I would travel with them unseen, a stowaway aboard the Steadfast. Nearly a week has passed since the ship left port. Now we have arrived. Many of the men have already left the ship, so it's time that I silently get off the ship myself and make my way to Thornton Hall. There will be mess, there will be confusion, all while I fill my bags with plunder. Yeah, his name's Fem, playing some down and dirty. Emphasis on the dirty. See, that's what it's called. By Dragofair, who made One Step Too Far. This is a mission that's in the same universe, but neither a sequel nor a prequel. This is version 3 or something. Versions are pretty confusing. And I've actually played this before, so, even more so confusing. But I haven't beaten and played fully this latest version, so it's going to be totally different. As you can see, there's a coal chute, lots of bad girls and boys this year, because children are rotten. You think they're super adorable just because pony children are drawn that way? You are wrong, sir. As soon as you have kids of your own, you will realize they're uniformly terrible in every single way. I wouldn't know that at all. I'm just regurgitating forth memes I hear from annoyed parents and people in grocery stores who constantly tell their kids to shut up in the calmest way possible. Also, that doesn't work. Also, you could get a sneak peek of sneak peeks by, leaning into the wall like this. I absolutely swear I'm not just wasting everybody's time. But, yeah, okay, so there's this room here, guys. I bet you didn't know. Whoa. So there's this room here, I bet you didn't know that. Now, the cool thing about this room is you can get into the bunk beds and film some sort of derogatory film. By derogatory, I mean erotic, erogatory. That's a feminist statement. No, perhaps not. But the cool thing about this room is you can get into these bunks, and when you get into the bunks get into you. And by get into you, I mean open up your stomach and climb inside like they were food. That's how food gets eaten, right? It's just such a shame, when you're young, you say all these words that mean what they mean. And then suddenly, when you get older, everybody starts snickering when you say words that mean what they mean, and you wonder why. And then you realize everything's become innuendo, such as, when you're a kid and you invite someone over to your house, it just means you're inviting someone over to your house. Have a good fun time. Nothing to it. But when you're an adult, it literally means sex. You can't say that you're just hanging out without being it's quite the shame. Also, this room is pretty cool if you're me playing off camera. When you get through it in a super crazy way, just going to the bunk oh man, I feel so cool and awesome. But when you're filming, this guy goes on his route, and most of the time he doesn't go all the way there, so it's just a lot of waiting around, because that's what happens when you put random AIs. Randomness adds a lot of waiting around. I don't know, Shoot.
Now I'm real angry.
What? Dark that isn't dark. See, I make up for all my innuendos spewing by saying shoot instead of that other word that starts with a sh sound. You know the one I'm talking about. Shush. Yeah, I'll never say that. But yeah, I made it through, without getting caught.
Why is that guy turn? That's not even fun. But now I can never ever do it, and it was difficult too. Like it was on difficult level of difficulty level. I don't know. This is pretty much my demonstration of why random AI can sometimes just kind of cause you to wait without any real gameplay occurring. Yeah, I mean... Whoa, yeah, see? Okay, so... What? I should have played on easier. I know, every single time, I make that mistake, but gnope, things that go gnope in the night always still come for me. And I mean come for me as in walk into the room and kidnap me to hold me in a brothel, but I don't care. I don't care. Brothels, they don't impress me at all. I hear adult business and I just come home and go, hey, I heard some adult business, gee-hee-hee-hee, or I would if I had life in my voice. So... Dang it. Come on. Right, so that's how you frickin' do it. Frickin' flippity finally. Also, you can't get into this door because... That's frickin' why. But, you know, you don't even have to. You just can if you want. Funny thing about that door, though... Corvo... is that... Oh, man. Because if you don't reload after you get caught, then guys just kind of end up running around, spinning in place through doors. I don't know. Nobody wants to see that. Come on, mate.
Hey, what is that?
Oh, man. It's you! Right, so the funny thing about him is that he's got a key. That's a funny thing. On the other hand, I should probably simply be more careful. Ooh. Seems like it might be a good idea. Oh, crap. You're right. You can open a door with the body, but you can't mantle with one. That's awful. Looks like once again I've done badly on this part, but that's okay. I can take this key, I can open the door, and I can Dang. Doomed no matter what I do. Of course I should get Shadow Warrior 2. I mean, after all, it's on GOG, DRM free. I mean, heck, they're talking about quadrupling sales or whatever with no DRM, whereas meanwhile Doom has got, like, intrusive DRM that wears your SSD lifetime out or something. Also, lol. Also, it looks exactly like Doom 3, but with a few more polys. It's like, wow, we like our plastic wrap. I don't know. That sort of thing. There also, John Carmack is all like, hey, bros, we're making the new engine rendering threads better, but isn't he not with it anymore? So how can he say, huh? That's not realistic. But seriously, this is amazing environs. It's got swamp water and fog and grickle grass and a nuclear-powered ship here with this coffin that holds the nuclear engine, I'm certain. Very nice atmosphere, and I could get the heck out of it as soon as I want, except that there's that key, so... God. That was the wind of change! The change is going to be that finally I'm getting this dang old key. Oh, man. See? Difficulty. I'm really gonna regret this. Okay, sir. Wow. Wow, this game is meant to be played and not joked about. I mean, everybody know, but... My name is Cornbread nonetheless. Oh, yeah. Now I'm standing on top of the coffin, dancing on a grave. You see, it's all symbolic. Also, that guy's all symbolic. That's okay. You know, the dark mod tends to be quiet. At least, it does for me. It's scared of me. It's afraid that I might jump out and start yelling an intro in a Eye of Argon voice that's definitely going to be divisive. Oh my god. Anyway, y'all know me. Now the funny thing is that I definitely have never gotten this guy's key and then proceeded to completely forget to actually go down to this door here. Never happened. What are you talking about? There we go. So if you want, if you're being chased, you could presumably just close the door behind you. Again, I don't know how I would know that, but as you can see, this guy likes to butcher his paper, but he didn't get around to it. He just put the knife down there and figured he was going to take it slow and not hurry it up too much, but in the end, he just disappeared off the face of the earth and never, ever, ever, ever got to the super erotic part, which is fine because you've got to draw these things out an amazing amount, at least so one hears when one is like 12.
Every man named is to receive his share of the spoils of the raid on Thornton Hall under Captain Harold, as is recorded on this scroll. If any man loses his life, his due will be distributed among the survivors, as is recorded on this scroll. Should the raid fail, for whatever reason, any spoils gained will be distributed as is recorded on this scroll. Any man who leaves the raid before Captain Harold declares it finished will find his due distributed among those who remain as is recorded on this scroll. So, it's the lighter and fluffier version of Captain Dark Mark's Spepid Band of Crew. Spepid Band of Crew, yes, you see. That's the real name for a band of pirates. If you disagree, then you're free to. And if I want to mock you, I guess I'm legally free to as well, although within the bounds of good taste, perhaps not. So, my objectives include finding 1350 loot, finding something valuable, and don't kill the men on board, and then return to the hiding spot aboard the Steadfast and sit tight. Well, I'm sure I can alert these dudes, though. I mean, after all, by the time I get back here, they will have settled right the heck down, no problem. So let's just do that. I'm sure this is a great idea on difficult. I think there should be a fan mission with trickficult level of difficulty. You see, there's this water wheel power, but it's also nuclear. Also, it's not really a real wheel. It's, I don't know. How do water wheels work, bro? How does it happen? Well, there's an untrustworthy wheel. 2 more untrustworthy wheels. The only kind of wheel that is not untrustworthy is Wheel Cheese brand cheese. Trixie approves. Oh, God. I'm gonna cut that one out, actually, for reasons. See this statue, it thinks it's holy. It wants to convince you it's all holy and or evil, not quite sure. But really, it's just this gas lamp pointed at it, and that's what you call gaslighting. Anyway, beautiful place though, with mist and fog everywhere, and check out this reveal. That house looks good. Well then. What? Okay, I am now a speedrunner. You're supposed to get up this way. But, sure. I'll accept it. Whatever. This reminds me of The Cure, of course, because it's a fountain and it's dry, but it doesn't have a statue of Amaris, so I guess it's not The Cure. Unless, of course, this is the statue. It's not a very good effort, but, you know, we have to judge things by what they are, not whether they're a good example of what they are. Such as, ants. Oh my God! It's me saying a wacky word when I don't know what. Anyways, you may notice I'm not going to the house, instead I'm going around the ground. That's a better idea. I should probably stay away from the ground. I might end up hearing some zombies, and that would just ruin my day. And poison my coffee, and make me talk about something that could have real-world consequences in a serious manner. Boarded shut, a tool to cut through the plank. So, I guess I could go in this side. I mean, I don't know. Going through the front seems unthiefly, but oh, hell. What do I know? Seems like the people have ransacked this place. Now, this is supposed to be a spooky house, possibly haunted. I don't know, but it doesn't look that haunted to me. I mean, I've played this before, so you won't get me reacting like, oh, this place is scary. Why is there gonna be undead? Because I kind of know already, so instead you get me making snide remarks, which is all I've ever wanted to do. Also, spoiler, standing in this corner is not safe. I will not elaborate on it, but this is the room that is like super tense. It's like regular tense, but ends in an orgy of violence. It's funny how people conflate sex and violence. Conflate. Is that like consensual inflation? Like, you better make sure you pump someone full of helium. You better make sure that they have whispered in your ear that, you know, that I approve this message.
They whisper in your ear, I approve this message, and that's how you know you can fill someone full of helium. You can trust me, you know. I am the Prime Minister. I know you think the Prime Minister is some good-looking guy, but trust me, it's me. Snap. Wow. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna ignore this chest, aren't I? Because, spoiler, this guy's got a key for it. I guess I won't, though. Oh, I'm a dog. Huh. I'm a dog. I'm not. That could be considered a lie. On the other hand, it could also be considered comedy, so...
dark in here.
Come on, say the line about it's dark as a howl in here. Okay, you don't have to. I keep forgetting how to, like, do this room good so that you don't get caught bad. Alright. There we go. There's your key. There's not your key. And now I will drape your body over this car, not driving it. Now, I always remember that the first time I played, I thought, oh. Well then, it doesn't look like you can turn these off. So I'm always just like, what do you do? But this one, I don't know how you deal with that one. I mean, there's dudes that come through here. Good lord, now. I don't want to deal with people. Tech support, do I look like I want to play the dark mod so as to do tech support? Well, I better not, because honestly now, you might be totally misconstruing what I'm doing. Phooey. That was sort of a rhyme. It's called a slant rhyme. You'll understand when you're older. Okay, then. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, going to regret, difficulty, etc. What I said. Okay, so it is here. And because this mission is well made and excellent, you can take this note and read it in the dark at your leisure in this very convenient, officially sanctioned body dump, okay? So it's a thug's warning. No one touches this door. Captain can go down there herself if the plunder ain't good enough. Can't open it anyway. Something in the way, and I don't want to know what. Sounds pretty bad. But perhaps I should just explore this way before stampeding to the upstairs. Oh, yes. This is the room where I stood on the soapbox and made a big speech about the word man being shorter than the word woman, and thus the word firewoman is not as non-awkward as the word fireman, and that's sexist. I'm totally sure I did that. Or did I dream it? Yeah, definitely so. I fell through the wall off camera! I can't do it again! I'm sick of sticking around here. I'm gonna mumble instead. I mean, look at that guy and or woman. He's got no hair, so I can't tell the gender. Oh, that's perfectly reasonable, though, however. These guys are not very good at collecting. They collected everything except for something under the table. I guess it's like a little call-out to how AIs can't look under tables or something. Oh, that guy's got his thing out because he saw that I took the loot. I happen to know that. I still think that's kind of a purpose-defeating thing. I mean, I get it from a realism perspective, but you're supposed to take loot. That's like what you're meant to do, and it's, you know, you get punished by having your ghost bust or just having dudes walk around all hard. Because get it? Because the swords look like... No. Because you took the loot, which you're encouraged to do. I disagree with such a thing, but, you know, that's okay. I've spoken my piece, and if I speak enough pieces, you can make a jigsaw puzzle. Sell it, put it together, and you'll see it makes a little mermaid picture, except it's a big mermaid if it's a huge puzzle. I don't know. Oh, remember when you were a kid and when you were allowed to do fun things like do jigsaw puzzles? I'm an adult now, and I cannot go into the store and purchase EnviroKids brand chocolate bars for 75 cents at McDonald's. Can't believe I referenced that. I would be arrested or something because goddamn tricks are for kids or whatever. Also, it's all like, win $10,000 to give to your kid to go to college. Most boring use of $10,000 ever. And I'm like, I don't have a kid. And if I did, you wouldn't be old enough to go to college. There's no point thinking past the next 5 minutes, is there? However, I think one of these doors, like, okay, this one leads to the outside place, so where the heck does this one go? Oh, that's there. Sure. Okay, so I've gone all around on this floor so far. Reload! Look at me. It's so dark in here, cause...
Ow!
Well, I'll never tell you now. Nope, the kitchen is closed at 10:30 up. Yeah. I shouldn't have waited without a dope rhyme. Step 2. But now that I referenced Rakim, without being anywhere near as good as him, I got rewarded for it, see? I mean, he's a great rhymer and calls himself the greatest rhymer and makes sort of awkward, possibly well-intentioned, but still awkward sweeping generalizations about ladies. Okay, then. No glute over here. I'm trying to get upstairs, if you don't mind, sir. If you don't mind. Well, even if you do, it doesn't really change my intent.
Hey.
Hey! We're all freaked out on you. Oh, he sees the sword. That's right, I forgot that happens. Well, that'll teach me something or... Oh, shit. Actually, this is kind of cool. I've changed my opinion for this particular instance that these dudes are now kind of cool. Oh, hey. Well, sometimes you can do it from the front. I don't know. Perhaps it's random, like life. Apple told me so, and you can trust the corporations. They love randomness. You know, randomness in their income. Wall Street, it's pretty random, you know, and when their income goes up and down on the quarterly report, investors love that. It's a thrill of a lifetime. This guy is not good. I'll tell you what, man. But hey, that's alright. Makes for some excitement on camera, doesn't it? Look at that excitement. There's snow flying around. Dust. Actually, I just realized these dust particles, bunnies, just floating up and dying and multiplying. That's why they're bunnies, you see. Excitement. Hey, I thought you dudes weren't supposed to just stand around anymore in this version. Of course. Oh! Okay, well, hopefully he doesn't just walk back in here. Ooh. Jeez, yeah, that's a whole... Oops. Whole nother dimension, isn't it? Oh my god, dude! Well, alright, it's my fault, but you know what? I remember having such an easier time getting up there, it's almost hilarious. Okay, well, at least maybe I can go around this... Oh, wow. Hey guys, my name's Fen and I'm on the internet. You know, I realize I just keep calling all of you guys, and that's really bad of me. I'm sorry. Hey persons, my name's Fen. You know what, we need a word that's like guy and kind of means like guy, except that it refers to everybody, which I guess guy might become at some point, but you know, you can say people, which is super not ethereal enough, by which I mean not slangy enough, or you can say gentlemen and lady types, but you know, you just can't say a word like guys and have it refer to everybody. I mean, you've got girls. I could say, hey girls, name's Fen, but you know, girl just sounds like you're all 8 years old or something. And good lord, nobody would want it insinuated that they are young up in this place. That's a horrible thing to say to someone, okay? Oh. You're a horrible thing to say to someone. You've got some sort of wimpish acts. You'll never get into home stuck that way. Homesick that way. Either of them, I'm sure. Although you might get into fantastical Jeff and his bro friend supreme marriage counseling. Okay! Enough of that friggin' nonsense. What do we got here? Thrill of the Hunt or The Livelihood of a Solitary Man by Boris Karloff. And nothing else. Okay. Pfft, disappointing. I'm sure some of these chicken scratch-head journals can be read. Well, that one. What about? No. You know what? Tipped over stuff and junk all over the place is like a hallmark. Junk is a hallmark of Dragoverse missions. Well, you know what I mean, right? good junk. Junk in goodness. Junk as in the kind of boat. Get on with our boat business. That's what you must do when you have a junk, okay?
2nd of February. What a battered book I found among my new acquisitions. Strangely enough, I had no recollection of buying it, and I doubt Mr. Francis would have had the poor manners of trying to sell such a thing. I briefly skimmed through to see that it is a traveler's report, written by a young fellow hired on board the Inverness, a ship which set out to discover the infamous Northwest Passage across the icebound Arctic Ocean. Ordinarily, I do not pay much attention to these expeditions, for this, like all others, has ended in catastrophe. Yet still, 2 aspects were intriguing. For one, he describes a remarkable ship, carrying 4 decks and well being the size of a duke's manor, and he names it an icebreaker, by virtue of a steam-powered screw and a hull so ingeniously reinforced that it could withstand the crushing ice. A marvel! For the other, there is talk of a treasure hoard of some sort. An amusing notion, but hardly credible. No man would hide his treasure in the ice wastes, not to mention his claim of then sailing 1,000 miles through a frozen sea in the smallest lifeboat, with little in the way of navigation, equipment, or supplies. An interesting read, but no doubt the story is at least in large parts fabricated. Well, I'm so disgusted by this fabrication that I'm going to leave it here, so see you guys next time. Pony reference.